My name is Natalie, and I am an aesthetic nurse injector, and I started my business about 5 years ago. More importantly, though, than that, I am a wife and a mother. I have 4 kids who I adore. They're definitely part of my why, but my why is so much bigger. My why for starting this business is because I felt like I had lost myself. And several years back, I just felt like I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't like what I was seeing in the mirror. I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like who I had become. There were a lot of difficult things going on in my life, and I just kind of got consumed with all of that stuff. And it was not a fun place to be. So I I knew when I went to nursing school over 12 years ago, I always knew that I wanted to get into the aesthetic space. It was just never the right time. And about 5 years ago, like I made a really hard decision to make some changes in my life. And one of those changes was, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going into the aesthetics world, and I'm not looking back, and we're just gonna make this work. There's no other option at this point. I'm going all in, and we're gonna make this work. I went to nursing school when my kids were just really little. It's something that I had always wanted to do, and I just figured I wanted to just dive into it rather than look back with regret, like, oh, I should have done it. So I just went ahead and did it, and I don't regret it at all. I feel like it was the right move to make. And I did work in the hospital for a while. I had like a couple of different jobs that I didn't love, but I also wanted to keep my license current. So I just kind of worked PRN, just like one day a month, well, just to keep my license current. We actually lived in Mexico at the time, and I would travel to the States to just do a shift or two just to keep my license current because I didn't want to let it lapse. But I knew it wasn't like what I was doing wasn't my end goal. I was working a couple days a month, but I was also like a stay-at-home mom, so I was home with my kids and doing that. Things were really hard at home, like with my marriage, and there was a lot of tough stuff that I was dealing with, and it really made me lose myself, and I got consumed in all of that, and I just hated where I was. I remember like the first time I ever really heard about Botox or aesthetics, chemical peels, all this stuff was from my older sister. I know she was doing some of this stuff. She would get a lot of compliments. People are always like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? You was so young." And she was kind of like a little low key about it. But then she'd go, "Oh, well, I go here and I do this." And I was just kind of like, "Okay, I need to get this done myself." So I went and had Botox done myself. I was in my early 30s, and I immediately was like hooked. I'm like, okay, this is the way to go. This is amazing, and I want to know all about like everything there is out there. I want to know about it all. So several years later, uh, after I had gone to nursing school and was a nurse and everything, I had heard of a girl who was a nurse who went into aesthetics and was kind of doing her own thing. I was like, wait, you can do that? Like, I didn't know you could do that. I'm like, this is it. This is for me. I'm diving all in. And so I started researching online, like trying to find trainings, and um, never looked back. Like I just dove right in, and it's been progression ever since. It's been art, but we're still growing, and I don't plan to stop. In the beginning, like most of us, when we get into this space, we it's hard because we still have to make money. So a lot of us are still working our other job, and we're trying to like break into this industry, and it's really hard because a lot of med spas won't hire a new person because they want something that's experienced. So it's like, okay, well, how do I get experience? And I knew from the get-go that I wanted to do my own thing. I never really wanted to work for another med spa. Like I wanted to take charge of my destiny. And so I knew that that wasn't my route. So I was like, I was going to dive in. I started Botoxing my friends and family and anyone who's let me Botox them. And I just started taking what seemed like the next raise step. And I took plenty of wrong steps, plenty of back steps, and I just readjusted course and kept moving towards what I thought was the right thing. And eventually, like things started to take off, and I was like, okay, like, here we go. Like, this is finally taking off. We're doing this. Like, finally my dreams are starting to unravel. I was able to quit my other job. And like I said, we're still growing, and it's we don't plan on stopping. So I did my first training through like one of those national training companies, and where there's like a gajillion of you in the training, and there's like two models, and you get to inject one little point and call yourself like certified Botox and filler person. And I was like, I left that training like, okay, wait, what? Like, now I'm supposed to go inject people with Botox and filler? Like, I am nowhere near prepared for that. I was terrified. I thought the training was like make me confident in being able to do that. No, not at all. I was like, okay, I can see right now this is gonna take way more than just some weekend training. I'm gonna need a lot of training. And so I just started researching, like, I started looking for private trainings because I'm like, I want one-on-one experience. Like, I want to be able to do all the hands-on. Like, I don't want to share my hands-on experiences with other people. And so I did. I started investing in myself. And I mean, it wasn't easy. Like, it's not like we had a ton of money to spare. And so, but I was like, no, this is going to pay off someday. It's going to pay off someday. And so I did. I invested in private trainings. I kept letting anybody who would let me practice on them, I was practicing on them. And I still to this day, for the past 5 years, I do several trainings per year. Like, I don't think there's ever going to become a point where it's like, hey, you've made it, you don't need any more training. It's ever evolving, and it's like, you have to stay on top of your game in this industry, and techniques change and products change and things change. You got to stay on top of it. But that is one thing that I've really invested in myself, is making sure that I am providing the best care for people and educating myself. And so it was hard in the beginning. It was humbling. It was very humbling. And I wanted to give up plenty of times. I think I got some comments from some friends and family like, what are you doing? Or I think a lot of people thought I was just starting this cute little like side business, like, oh, how cute. Like, okay, how long is that going to last type of a thing? And I was like, no, I'm going to prove everybody wrong here. So things that helped me push through were my kids, my faith. I just had a vision of where I wanted to go. And, I still have that vision. Like, I'm on the path, but I'm still haven't completely arrived to where, and I don't know if I ever will. I think it's always going to be an ongoing. It was definitely hard. I can't tell you how many nights I've cried, how many times I wished, or how many times I felt like giving up. And maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe, maybe I should just go get another job and work for someone else. But I just kept thinking, okay, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, like, what do I want my life to look like? Is that really what I want for myself? And the answer was no. And it's like, okay, well, you got to keep going for what you want. And so I just kept that long-term vision, and just like, these are the steps you have to take to get to where you want to go. And it just is what it is. It takes a lot of like grit, a lot of, like, it's not for the faint of heart. Like, you have to be a tough person to be a business owner. What sets my business apart from everyone else's, because there's a gajillion med spas out there, and there's a lot of good providers out there. But what sets me apart is I'm not here to just like poke a bunch of needles in your face and call it a day. I'm here to transform your life. That's what aesthetics did for me. It transformed my life. Like, it gave me my confidence back. Like, I love these treatments, and I know a lot of people will say it's just vanity, but it's not. It's about taking back your power, your confidence, and taking control of your life. And so that's what I'm offering to women. Take back who you are. Don't be afraid to like invest in yourself. And I'm here to really create transformations in people's lives. I build trust with clients by really sitting people down and just letting them talk. Letting them just have a space where they can tell me like what's going on with them, and like what areas of their face they'd like to see improvement, but more than that, like what areas of their life they'd like to see improvement in. Because I do feel like these treatments can transform other areas of your life. It's not just about the physical appearance of your face. And, so I just give people that space to share what's going on for them, and then just provide them with the plan like, hey, this is a journey, this is a process, and I'd love to go down this road with you, and this is what it's going to look like. And everybody's unique, everybody has different goals, and everybody has different needs. And so just, creating a customized plan for people to get where they want to go. There's so many lessons I've learned the hard way. But honestly, like, how else do you learn? How else do you learn if you don't make mistakes? I've invested a lot of money in different things that I thought were going to work and they didn't. And it's just part of running a business. You think something's going to work and it just doesn't. You're like, okay, that was a big fat waste of money. And so then you shift and you go this way. And so I can't really say that like anything's been a mistake that I wouldn't do. I mean, of course I'd do things differently knowing what I know now, but it's like, you don't know what you don't know. So you just do the best you can. So, but those mistakes and those decisions that you make, that's what shapes you. And that's what, like, those are the things that you learn from. So they're just a necessary part of the journey. If I went back and changed the way I did something, there probably would have been a different mistake I would have made. I'm so excited for the future of Breeze Med Spa and our Shape Up Level Up program, because I'm just excited to incorporate not only like the skin part of it, the aesthetic part of it, but the mental part of it and the physical part of it, and just kind of bringing everything together and like I said, really transforming people's lives and creating a community. I'm super excited to continue to grow a community of women who all want to help each other, like look and feel their best. We have women who are already in this program and we can't wait to see it grow. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have, like, if you're stuck in your life and you're just like, what am I even doing with my life? Or like, I've lost myself. I don't recognize myself. I don't like how I look. Like, you don't have to stay there. You can take control. You could take charge of your life, and you can take the steps towards your goals, towards a better life. And I mean, I'm living proof of someone who's in the process of still doing that. I never like to say that I've made it, because it's always, for me, it's just like an ongoing process. But I've definitely come so far from where I was, and it is rewarding and it does feel good. And I do feel like I'm in a better place. And I'm happy that I don't feel like that poor woman 5 years ago who just felt down and depressed and defeated and just like not herself. That's what I want people to know. Like, take charge of your life. Like, you deserve to live life to the fullest. Like, that's what God wants for you. God doesn't want you to stay small. He wants you to become the person that you want to become, that he wants you to become. So don't settle. I can't believe I just did that. If it's something that resonated with you, please share with one of your friends who you think could benefit, and also subscribe to this YouTube only podcast. This is Shape Up Level Up.